guys, I'm moving to this city because the city I used to live in was very unsafe. So I'm arriving in this other city that even has security guards here who are going to protect me in Brookhaven. So now I'm finally arriving here in front, and guys, everything around is on fire. The only place that's not burning is exactly here in the neighborhood. So guys, I finally got here, but the guard came to talk to me. He said, "Do you really want to enter the neighborhood? You won't be able to return." Look, obviously I do. There's no reason for me not to want to enter here. After all, this neighborhood is perfect. Now he finally opened the gate, and guys, I think he said that in a positive way. Maybe he meant that once I entered this neighborhood I would never want to leave it again. But now, I'm arriving exactly at this house, and if you don't know, this is simply the house I got. It's an incredible house. You can see that there are investments in the neighborhood to build new houses. I just didn't understand why there are houses here that are completely protected. Guys, there are a lot of protected houses here, really several protected houses, but I don't know what they're protecting from. But this friend of mine is coming right here. Apparently he's been in this neighborhood longer than I have, and he also has a protected house. I want him to explain to me why he has that. He said, "This is the civilization of the end of the world. Every day a random house is chosen to be destroyed." Look, I don't believe you, because that can't be true, and this house is even being built in record time. This player is really good at building houses. But guys, what he said doesn't make sense. I even hope he leaves here, because for the first time in my life my friend is really lying to me. I really don't believe him. This can't be true at all. But guys, he came back here. He said, "I have no reason to lie." Guys, that's really true. He really has no reason to lie. But the players in this neighborhood also have no reason to destroy other people's houses. But there's a player right here, and he even has a weapon. Look, I'm coming here to talk to him so he can explain all of this to me. He said, "That's exactly what you heard. Now get out of here before they destroy my house. Because of you." Look, that's really weird. If this really is a lie, then they all agreed to lie just to me. But now I'm going back home, because I need to decorate everything before it gets dark. After all, at night I don't think I can decorate the house. There are probably rules that stop me. So now I just built this thing. This chair is actually really interesting. I'm coming inside, because I'll have to do more things later. Now I close the door. And guys, there's a giant mansion here, and if what they said was really true, this mansion would have already been destroyed. But now there's a car leaving from here. This car is really weird. I have no idea what this car is doing. Here, they're probably city guards, or maybe they're the ones who destroy the houses, but I really believe that's a lie. They're passing right here in front. I even said hi, but they're coming directly to this part. Look, this is really weird, because they stopped right here. I'm basically watching all of this, because they're right in front of the house of the player I was talking about, but he just left from there. And look, he has weapons, and he's coming here, but the door is locked, so he can't get in. But now the other one is coming here, and he's opening exactly this door, but inside there's a player, and he's escaping before the players get into his house here in Roblox. Now he's jumping the wall, and guys, I'm coming here to help him, because he definitely needs help. I'm taking him to my house, and he can simply come inside, because I just realized there really are people chasing him in the city. He said, they choose someone random to eliminate, so it looks like this is actually true. That player broke the door. Now they're inside his house without permission. I wonder what they're going to do in that house. But both of them grabbed an axe, and started breaking things. Look, this is really weird. I really don't know if I'm going to be the next one targeted by these players in the city, but my house can't be destroyed at all, because it's very important to me. He said, "Then let's protect your house after they leave." Obviously, yes, after they leave. This player is going to have to help me protect my house from them. They even have a giant base with several very interesting cars that, even though they're cool, are used for bad things. But now that house is on fire, and the two of them just left, and everything in that player's house is completely destroyed. You can see it's burning. This just proves that the players really wanted to take him down, but luckily he managed to escape from his house. And now he's right here. He said, "Tomorrow we'll make our next attack, and be ready." Look, I don't know what that means, but the two of them went back there. They're returning to their house. They probably live in the same house, but they're passing right here in front. They stopped right here. But I'm not afraid of them. We are not afraid of them at all, because we're going to defeat them and free this city from what's happening here, where even the security guard is afraid to protect the city, because they really are very dangerous. But he's looking at us. He also has a weapon, but now he went back to his car. Look, something tells me I'm going to be the next one targeted by the players' attacks. They're going back to their house. They're just bizarre. Now they finally went back there. I'm watching everything from my house, because from here I can see everything. I can see if they're coming to my house, and that's really good. But I'm seeing their car here, and guys, I have to be careful with all these cars. Now this player is coming up here. Later I have to go to their house to see everything they have in there, because for now I can't see anything. Everything is completely closed. I can't see what's happening inside, but I want to see if this player is willing to break into their house. But it looks like he said no. Look, we have to break into their house to stop what they're doing, because this is unfair. He said here, we have to protect your house, and that's true. I had forgotten that we have to protect my whole house, just like this player did. So let's start doing that. I'll start by protecting the area in the back of the house by putting wood on the window. Meanwhile, this player will take care of the front of the house. I don't even know his name. I just know he's helping me a lot. Now I finally placed this wood here. Meanwhile, he placed several wooden boards on my house windows. This player is really fast. Maybe he has experience in this, because he's already protected his house many times, but his house is destroyed, so he only has my house to protect himself in the city. But besides protecting my house, I also have to find ways to protect myself. But now I'll have to remove this thing, because I need wood, and now I'm going to place it on the window. Perfect. I finished this, and it looks like he finished too. so much so that now he finally came back here. He said, put on a mask too. Look, actually I'm going to protect myself in every possible way. So for that, I'm coming to the front. I need to go to a very specific store, and apparently he's coming here too, since he lost his house. But this house looks really weird. It has a really strange car. I've never seen the person who lives in this house. Actually, it looks like he's right here. He has a really giant farm. He said he's never been attacked because he gives all his corn harvest to the criminals. Look, that's really sad. But today I'm going to try to end all of this. But first I have to leave here to protect myself by wearing different clothes. But the guard is looking over here and finally opened the gate. I'm going out front and coming here to the weapons store, because this door is going to be very important. I have to be careful with this fire that I'm sure those players started, but I'm going to buy several important things here. Perfect, I got this item, and also grabbed this box that basically has a bunch of clothes inside, and now I'm coming back home. But guys, everything in the city is destroyed. The hotel is destroyed, even the airport is destroyed, and I don't doubt it was those players who did it to stop people from leaving the city. Both of them are up here. This other player is eating candy, and now I'm coming back to the neighborhood, but I'm not afraid of them. So much so that now he's staring at me here, but I got out of the car, and I'm basically laughing at him because I want to annoy the player, but he came back here. He has something to say. He said, we have to attack him today. Look, but actually they can only attack me tomorrow. He said, you know our rules. We only attack one per day. Look, it's good to know that, but I'm going to break into their house because I need to find out everything that's inside. Now I came back home and I'm here, changing clothes and simply putting on my new outfit. For some reason I look like this. I thought maybe the outfit would be better, but I'm leaving now. He said, that's great because they're going to use level 5 attack here. Look, I don't know what he's talking about. I didn't even know there were levels for these attacks, but I want to know what level of attack hit his house. He said, at my house the attack was level 1. Look, so that means the attack on his house was the weakest one of all, but it still destroyed his entire house to the point that he can't come back because there's fire that won't go away. His house is really gone, so if they're going to use level 5 attack on my house, I need to defend myself even more. But now it's already getting dark, which means I can't leave here anymore. But since it's nighttime, I can go into their house without them noticing. So now I'm going for it, but I want to see if he wants to come here too. He's looking over here, and apparently he said no. He went back to my house to take care of this other house that's basically their mansion. While he's taking care of that, I'm going to break into their house to find as much information as possible that can help me defeat these players. So I'm coming here without them noticing, but now I can't see anything. It's really late, so I'm going to use this camera to see better because it has night vision. Now I'm arriving right here in the front. It looks like both of them are right here eating candy and didn't notice that I came into their house, but I have to find a way to go upstairs. So I'm running back here. They have lots of sports. They're really happy while everyone else in the city lives in fear of running into them, but I'll have to find a way to get upstairs. So I'm going up here, and now I finally have access to the most important areas of the house. But right in this room there are two really weird signs. One says the number 12 and the other says explosions, but there's a big problem. The number of my house is number 12, so they really do want to invade my house. But now the curtain closed and the light in the house turned off. They realized I'm here. Apparently the player is right in this area. He's coming here to check if I'm here. He just entered the room. Guys, I think he saw me on the cameras because there's a hidden camera here. He's watching everything, but I need to get out of here urgently. So I went down into the pool, and now I'm coming back to my house. I finally got back here. I'm closing these two doors to avoid problems, but I think it's good to sleep now. So tomorrow we can face those players, and it looks like that player agreed. He even came back to this room and took the chance to sleep here, but I'm going to sleep in the upstairs room because I need to take care of everything as soon as the sun rises. But guys, now it's finally morning. Today is a new day. Today is the day that my house is basically going to be invaded. But what they don't know is that I have a totally secret plan to protect myself that they don't know about. Not even this player knows it, but I'm just waiting for them to show up here. Even the owner of this house is watching all of this, and after a long time they're coming out very slowly to really scare the players, but I'm really not afraid of them. Today will be the day they leave the city. Now they're coming here. All the neighbors are watching this in fear of what's happening. Now they've arrived right here, and I'm here waiting for them, and even my door is open. This player finally came upstairs because he took a long time to wake up. He said, wait, you didn't close the door. Yes, I didn't close it because it's part of my strategy. I left this door unlocked so they would come into my house, and finally my trap would work, so I closed both doors, and I want to see if they're really going to come here. I want to see if they have the courage to enter a house where the door is open, clearly looking like a trap. The two of them just left from there. They're eating candy and finally coming here, but I think they just realized the door is totally unlocked. Not even he understood why this happened, but he came here without fear of what's about to happen, because now that both of them are here, they started destroying everything. But now we're both going to get out of here. I'm basically jumping down here, and now I'm going to lock this house. Perfect, I locked it. I'm going to let them do whatever they want with my house. They can destroy my house however they want. I'm going to watch all this from their car. Even the other player got here, but for some reason there's a tank arriving here. I have no idea why it came here, but apparently it's the soldier. He finally came to save the city. He said, let them have their fun. I'll arrest them as soon as they're done. They're really destroying my house. Guys, everything is on fire. They're really destroying everything, but little do they know that the door is locked, and if they manage to get out of there, there's literally a tank waiting here. I'm going to take the chance to move my car out of the way so it doesn't get hit by the tank, and now we're just watching this. Now the power in my house is out. They really destroyed everything. They're finally leaving now, but the door door is locked. The two of them are staring at each other here. He said, the door is locked. How strange. I don't know how he didn't notice there's a tank behind him. He's aiming his weapon here. He shot here, and that shot unlocked the door. Now they left, but it's too late because there are several people here who were waiting for them this whole time, including a tank. So the only thing they can do is basically raise their hands because now they're going to be arrested. Perfect. Now they're finally getting arrested and everything in the city is going to get much better. But guys, now a lot of time has passed and a lot has changed here in the city. I ended up taking their car for myself. My friend also took one of their cars. Even this other friend of mine ended up taking their car because they ended up getting arrested for a really long time. They're at the city police station and they're going to stay in jail for a really long time. We have new residents in the city, new houses being built, and now people no longer live in fear of having their houses attacked because everything is back to normal. Guys, if you want to add me on Roblox, just click the join button and I'll add you on Roblox.